Yesterday's video was crazy, but honestly, I feel like this one makes the entire situation look a lot worse. On Reddit, there are already talks of starting a class action lawsuit against EA/The Sims Mobile. You know, it's about time that something like this happens. I really hope that something comes of this. And it's not even just with The Sims Mobile. I feel like EA has been taking advantage of their loyal, dedicated fans and bleeding them dry of money for either half-assed content or completely broken content. And I'm not just talking about The Sims Mobile. Do not even get me started on the atrocity that was The Sims 4 My Wedding Stories, which launched almost completely broken. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. Reddit user Magsy creates a post introducing the idea of starting a class action lawsuit against EA/The Sims Mobile. They write, okay, this may sound crazy, but many of us have spent substantial amounts of money and time over the years on The Sims Mobile, while continually dealing with glitches that negatively impact our game progress without ever being reasonably compensated. If enough people have been impacted and have the same claim, we have grounds to file a class action lawsuit so we can finally be fairly compensated. EA has disappointed us time and time again when it comes to The Sims Mobile and resolutions for their own errors. I'm honestly embarrassed at the amount of money I've spent on this game, but I grew up playing The Sims on PC as a kid and have had a love for it ever since. But this jetty lot nonsense was it for me, and they're just taking advantage of us at this point. Absolutely, looking at those prices, $40, $50, $60 for a fully furnished lot, and considering a lot of people that have given them this large amount of money for this lot not even getting the lot and it causing their game to crash, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Players running around in circles trying to figure out how to get it to work or how to get a refund. Of course, on the support forums, tickets are being closed without resolutions. I've been reading a lot of that the past 24 hours. Yeah, it's pretty messy. You know, they say we're trying our best, but it doesn't look like they're really trying at all, at least from my perspective. So the post has since been updated that the user is in contact with an attorney and will provide more info as it comes, and they also linked to an article from rocketlawyer.com for consumer rights when purchasing digital content. Last updated June 16th of this year, the Consumer Rights Act gives consumers protection when it comes to digital downloads that fail to work. Consumers are entitled to a repair or replacement if the digital content is faulty, and even compensation if other downloads or devices are affected. What if digital content is faulty? Digital content must be of satisfactory quality, yeah, fit for purpose, and as described by the seller. And of course, for refunds. For any faulty digital content, the retailer from whom you purchased the digital content has one opportunity to replace any faulty goods or digital content before you can claim a refund. You can choose whether you want the goods to be repaired or replaced, but the retailer can refuse if they can show that your choice is disproportionately expensive compared with the alternative. So you may be entitled to a partial refund in the following circumstances. The cost of the repair or replacement is disproportionate to the value of the digital content. Repair or replacement is impossible. Repair or replacement would take unreasonably long, or repair has been unsuccessful. Now the post has since been updated yet once again, including a The Sims Mobile class action lawsuit survey monkey, where you as the consumer can fill out information, I guess, if you want to join or be a part of this potential class action lawsuit. The survey asks for a contact method, Twitter, Reddit, email, etc., contact method, username, how long you've been a Sims Mobile player, the amount of money that you've spent on the game, and of course your country of residence. Of course, these conversations are going on online, but some of the responses below, and reading about the experiences of some simmers and the amount of money they've spent, and how some have had to file claims with their bank to get money back for content that doesn't work, it's ridiculous. Maxi writes underneath of this post, I have discussed with others about filing complaints with the Better Business Bureau, but that only impacts their reputation, and I'm at the point where I want financial compensation for the amount of time and money I I've put into this game. I've disputed recent charges with my bank, but I didn't have many from the last month. I suggest everyone else do the same if they made any recent purchases on The Sims Mobile. One user writing that they have successfully disputed over $1,000 in charges through the App Store, packs that they purchased before the game reset, and are also thinking about getting a refund for the Jetty lot. Honestly, for those of you that are not on Reddit, I want to share this to you. If you guys are a Sims Mobile player and you have spent money on this game and have had issues accessing the content that you paid for, and even have had issues trying to get refunds and trying to get in contact with support, which it seems like from reading a lot of the Twitter responses yesterday and even today, it's pretty hard to do, I would consider making yourself a part of this. The HG17 writes, I love this bit. The retailer must compensate you if any device or other digital content you own is damaged as a result of the faulty digital content you've downloaded. This only applies where that damage would not have occurred had reasonable care and skill had been exercised in the provision of the digital content, even if that content was provided for free. Not testing the update prior to release and releasing it just before a 3-day weekend certainly sounds to me like reasonable care and skill were not exercised here, and that's a very good point. Also, seeing replies about how this potential class action lawsuit post was being reported on Facebook and they were trying to have it removed so that the word doesn't get out for the Sims Mobile community, that's very unfortunate to hear. Honestly, another reason why I wanted to cover this, and of course make you aware of it, because I know it's not just Sims 4 players that watch me. I'm sure there are some Sims Mobile players out there that watch me as well, and also a lot of Sims 4 players are also Sims Mobile players as well. There are a lot of hybrid fans that play both. I definitely do have a lot of questions on what is possible with a class action lawsuit against EA. One user on Twitter brings up EA's user agreement, one part stating EA services are licensed and provided as is. You use them at your own risk. You and EA agree that each may bring claims against the other only in your or its individual capacity and not as a plaintiff or class member in any purported class or representative proceeding as to all disputes. I wouldn't know a single thing about law, but there are some users that are saying the CPA does trump EA's user agreement, and that there was a Reddit post that stated in many jurisdictions consumer protection laws are considered to be of public policy importance and may not be waived or overridden by private agreements, including user agreements. Right, so I guess some of this fine print that EA has in their user agreement is pretty much invalid if they are, in fact, violating CP laws. I don't really have law knowledge here. If any of you watching do, I would love to hear your input on this and how possible something like this actually is, not just in happening, but in being successful. It sounds to me, at least from what I know, that it could be, but I'm sure there are many more factors at play here that will, determine if this is in fact something that can be successful. I'm very, very happy to stand with them and of course share this with you guys. And if you're considering potentially making yourself a part of this, everything that you need, links to the SurveyMonkey will be on my website pinned in the comments below. And of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated on this situation as it progresses with any information that is posted publicly. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy life simming.